Now, there is one heck of a piece of physical evidence that I took Michael Hesman to. He was astounded. It's on the Golan Heights. It was only discovered in 1967 when the Golan Heights were liberated from Syria. It was completely hidden until then. It's called Gilgal Rephaim. Gilgal Rephaim means the circle of the giants. It's as good as Stonehenge. And it's absolutely unknown, but it's as good as Stonehenge. It's 5 concentric circles with a diameter of 159 meters. 39,000 tons of rocks went into this Gilgal Rephaim, the circle of the giants. Now, 5,000 years ago, the only people on the Golan Heights were nomads. These nomads were not megalith builders. They didn't leave monuments, a dolmen here, a dolmen there, but they certainly didn't go to this trouble. Now, the circle has 2 openings, one to the southeast, one to the north and southeast, yes. Scientists from the Hebrew University and from Harvard University calculated that 5,000 years ago, the summer solstice came through one circle, and the rise of Sirius, the rising of Sirius 5,000 years ago came through the other. So it seems to be some sort of astronomical laboratory, but quite frankly, you can't prove it. One thing is absolutely certain. I'll give you a quote from a scientist. He said, why would they build a 39,000-ton monster like this 500 years before the pyramids when a stick and a rock will do the same thing? There was something else going on. And you can't see this thing. It's really beautiful when taken from above. When you look at it from above, it looks like a flying saucer, actually. It's 5 concentric discs, but you can't see it from above. It's on a flat plane. The nomads of the time supposedly had no contact with Europe. None. In Europe, they were building the same sort of things. The local shepherds didn't have the technology and couldn't have built it. They wouldn't have wanted to build it, but they couldn't have. So who built it? It had to be outsiders. The only outsiders recorded in the land of Bashan, the Golan Heights, 5,000 years ago, were the giants. It's the only ones. Now, I've gone through this with rabbis. I've actually talked to rabbis. I said, look, could giants have really built this thing? They said straight out. According to biblical text, there were giants. Og was the king of Bashan. There were giants in the Golan Heights. Now, these giants, let me tell you, God didn't like them. Didn't like them one little bit. The last giant wasn't killed until after Joshua, almost 1,000 years later, when not Goliath. The last giant was Seth. It was killed by Seth. It had 6 digits and 6 toes, 24 toes. It's in the Bible.